What's going on, boys? I'm Shane from About Sound Tutorials, as you know, and today we're going to be making the main bass from Borgore's track 100s, and this is what it sounds like. And a different note. Pretty dope, right? But, yeah, there's going to be a bit of a remix competition that I know I'm going to be doing. I don't know about you, but Cymatics is doing a little bit of a remix competition for their track that they just put out. And basically you can win like $1,000 studio setup, $200 Guitar Center gift card, I believe, and all these reposts, as well as just like, I don't know, so much stuff. And that's why I'm definitely doing it. I'm trying to get that W on this remix competition. There's going to be 2 winners, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be shooting for that. So I don't know if you guys can keep up with me. Just kidding. I kid. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. I'm gonna have a link to that right at the top of the description in case you're interested. I don't know why you wouldn't be. You know, it's free shit. But into this video, I've been getting so many requests to make this sound. I don't know why. This is like the easiest sound to make, but yeah, I basically made it spot on. It's really just pretty simple, to be honest. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this, right, boys? Alright, boys, so we're gonna start off with Initialize Patch, and from here we're going to go ahead and select our sine waveform, which we can easily do by selecting analog BD sine. And from here we are given a sine waveform, obviously. Turn this level all the way down because we are going to be doing a little bit of modulation, so stick a low frequency oscillator, whatever one you choose, because we are going to be using that one for all of our modulation. So go ahead and stick that on the level, turn it up, I don't know, whatever you want, just as long as there's an output of sound. But yeah, we're going to turn on FM from B, and from that note we're going to go ahead and turn on oscillator B. By the way, guys, I didn't even touch my hair this morning, so I know it looks gross. But in the initial sound in the original song, you know, when we're using frequency modulation, when we turn up a specific wavetable up about 3 octaves, you know, or depending on how many octaves the differential is in the host and the feeder, it does give a different tone. So for an example, if I were to turn on just a sine waveform as well, I'm just trying to show you guys how I realized what octave he was on. This is just normal. We gotta turn up the FM. This is you know, no octave change. Turn it up 1 octave. You know, that's a very distinctive sound. I cannot talk. Turn it up another. And now third. The third always makes this kind of like ringing sound as opposed to the other ones. And then 4th one's just a really much more intensified sound. But that's how I kind of knew it was on the 3rd octave up. So that gave me a good clue as to where I was. And next I went ahead and I kind of chose Grimace. I didn't realize how often I use Grimace until I don't know, I was going through a couple of my tutorials, and I do use Grimace quite often. But from there I was just kind of find the sweet spot in the waveform. And then I'm like, you know, there does sound like it's too crowded with information in this as well. So I went ahead and selected a bend minus, which really cleaned up the waveform and just pushed those extra frequencies and those extra information in the sound to the sides, so it's not creating too much interference. So I did move this FM down a little bit just to modulate it up a bit. Okay, we good. And I did just put on a wavetable position modulation just to give it a little bit more movement, you know what I'm saying? But that brings us into our filter. Our filter is going to be into the multi section, and we're going to be using a high pass mixed with a notch filter to kind of create our vowel movement. So from here we're going to be starting this cutoff at 0 or 8 hertz in this case. And the frequency is going to be 85%. Okay. Or what? We'll go 80%. All right. So basically, when we realize we have our resonance up on a high pass, it kind of creates like a talking sound, right? So we turn it up until we're satisfied with the sound. Okay, and from here, as we turn on this frequency, we can just, oh, well, you look at that. It creates a talking sound. We're almost there, aren't we, boys? So that's going to lead us into the hyper and dimension. We're going to turn on just a tad bit of mix on that hyper and just a tad bit of size on the dimension, as well as a pretty good amount of mix on that dimension. We could turn on that phaser as well, turn that rate all the way down, depth all the way down, frequency all the way down, and turn that up just a little bit. That's going to create some extra frequencies if we turn this all the way up. I'm sorry, I just killed your ears. But that sounds like it's passing through a kind of like a, I don't know how to explain it, but a very bass heavy guitar amp, and that's just, we need a little of that. And of course, throw on that multi-band compressor, and that really shapes it up. Of course, just a tad bit of reverb. Okay. And from there, you can just mess around. This isn't the exact way I had it before. This really comes down to how you want to make it sound for whatever reason you're trying to do. I think it sounds cool, but that's going to wrap up today's video. Don't forget about that remix competition, because, you know, I'm going to be in that. So if you want a little bit of competition, you know, then go ahead and join that. But I'm just messing around, boys. Make sure you check that out, though. For real. I'm outie.